18 times. It's his wife. Like, they've been together for 20 years at that point, or 10 years at that point.
Tell him, Jason. Hey, we're live, by the way.
Hey, we're live. Karen?
Karen? Why did you have to do that, Jason?
That was all the money we had, Karen.
Do you think in witness protection they pick up new hobbies like maybe playing World of Warcraft?
I'll say this. We know exactly what they do in witness protection because there's a sequel to this movie.
Oh, yeah.
Are you talking about that stupid comedy you linked earlier?
My Blue Heaven. 100%.
I've never seen that bullshit.
It's literally...
You've never seen that?
It's actually really funny.
I watch good movies.
Steve Martin's in it. It's classic.
Rick Moranis, Steve Martin.
Let me tell you how many Steve Martin movies I've seen.
That's a long list.
Yeah.
There's no way you're serious.
You've never seen The Pink Panther?
No.
Roxanne.
Roxanne is so good.
No.
Even some of his, like, I'm going to say more recent, even though it's not recent, but like Bringing Down the House.
No.
Wow.
Anyway, how's everybody doing?
Are you talking to us?
Better than Steve Martin's movie career.
Damn.
I mean, the guy is only a legend, I suppose.
I mean, he's not a legend from his movies, you fuck.
Three Amigos? No?
Yeah, Three Amigos. You've seen Three Amigos.
I've seen Three Amigos. That's fair.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say that's a Steve, what's his name, Steve Martin?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's a Steve Martin joint.
Is it more of a Chevy Chase joint?
Co-starring. Like, it's him, Martin Short, or
Chevy Chase.
And Chevy Chase.
It's like the equivalent of Will Ferrell. Like, I don't like Will Ferrell movies. I like it better whenever he's like, buddies with Mark Wahlberg.
You don't like Ron Burgundy?
No.
Do you don't like Anchorman?
Anchorman. Anchorman sucks.
Wow.
God.
Talladega Nights sucks.
Dude, come on. Look, I'm not the biggest Will Ferrell fan.
I swear, I swear to God, I'm not even trolling you or even saying this for the sake of just being contrarian. I don't like it.
Wow.
I like Semi-Pro.
Okay.
Semi-Pro is like okay, but it's not even one of the best movies he's done.
But it's got Woody Harrelson in it, which makes it good.
Dave, what's the semi-serious movie he did that you and me always talk about that we forget the name of?
Stranger Than Fiction.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's a really good movie.
Okay. At least we can agree there. Great.
Yeah,
movie.
that's a Dustin Hoffman, Maggie Gyllenhaal joint though.
Even though he's the star of the fucking movie.
What?
It's literally about his fucking life.
Harold.
I mean, look. I think it's because when we talk about Princess Bride, we all know that the main star is Andre the Giant.
Andre the Giant. Anybody want a peanut?
I wouldn't have said that, but sure, whatever.
What would you say? Only doggy bottle.
Fast. I'm gonna try to.
Alas.
He goes, "Stop now! I mean it."
Anybody want a peanut?
My wife's gonna text me that I'm being too loud.
Shut up, Sally.
Hey, that's not nice. All right, be nice.
Oh, it's also not nice that she's not watching our live stream.
She also no one is, by the way. So
well, that's not nice either, Dave.
Where's Amanda at? All right,
I could tell you, but
all right.
you don't want to know.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right. I think we should just move on and talk about something infinitely more important, and that's Goodfellas.
We should just get off of Mom's because I just got off of yours.
Dang.
That's fucked up, but at least
old school.
Goodfellas. So,
It took Dave all week to watch this damn movie.
dude, when did you finish it?
Today.
Oh, okay.
I spent 3 days watching it, but I did that on purpose, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed every minute of it. You were like, "Oh my god, I'm having a hard time watching this movie."
No,
I'll watch the rest tomorrow.
I didn't. It's not because it was a bad movie. It's just because I had just seen it. I already know what's going to happen, and so there's not as much excitement there. But the movie, spoiler alert, is really good. Really good. But yeah, I mean, don't want to talk about it too much before we like start going on the actual podcast. But
yeah, what are we doing next week?
I mean, I'm down for whatever. I mean, we could do AFI. What's the next movie here? I got it pulled up.
Sophie's Choice. We're gonna have to watch Sophie's Choice this week.
I kind of want 2 weeks to watch that one.
He wants to watch it 10 minutes a day.
We had a bracket prep, didn't we? Not that long ago.
I think we got a bunch of them ready to go.
Let's see.
I mean, the problem is gonna be. Let's see. Let me look at my calendar here because I'm going to Mexico.
So we got the revenge movie bracket ready to go, and none of these movies require a rewatch.
They all require rewatch, Dave. All.
Well, I don't have that kind of time. But I've seen all these movies.
Dave.
Yeah. What?
You call us from work. You have time.
No. I call you during my lunch hour when things are slow.
Your lunch hour is at 9:30.
I never call you that time.
Until 2
horse shit. Horse shit.
No.
Dave's boss. If you're on here, put down in the notes, put down in the comments what time Dave's lunch is supposed to be.
All right.
Hashtag stealing time.
No, that's not true. All false. So yeah, we got the revenge movie bracket. We got a couple of other brackets. It's up to y'all what you want to do.
I don't know.
Sophie's Choice looks rough.
Yeah, I like in all seriousness, I probably want like 2 weeks notice to watch that fucking movie.
Who's streaming that? Use your stupid app. Tell me who's streaming it.
I've never watched it.
I have it saved, and I will tell you.
Okay, because I don't
look. The only saving grace I can see about this movie right now is it's about Nazis. Okay, but
nobody's streaming it for free. You got to rent it to watch it.
Fuck.
You got to rent it.
I got to pay to be miserable.
Yeah, it's on Prime Video for rent. And it is how much? Probably $4.
Jesus.
Yeah.
You have to call a loan. Hey, you got a couple of silver you can spare?
This movie is 151 minutes long.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not nothing.
Yeah, it's $3, and it's not. It's $3.
It's just as long as Goodfellas.
Jeez, Louise. Not necessarily looking forward to that.
Yeah, and following that, we got 1936 Swing Time.
All right, so a bracket then.
That means we better soak up how good Goodfellas is because we got a couple movies before we get to The Sixth Sense.
Hey, we didn't call something out that I feel like we need to, we're not selling it enough, and that's The Fossil has a camera on.
Oh
yeah.
Look.
Until my ping goes crazy.
Yeah.
Until his hamster gets tired over there.
Yeah, don't move too fast because then it looks like you're Neo from the Matrix. You just fucking start. Yeah, that might actually fuck up your internet because it's trying to buffer. Oh. No, I don't know. I just made that up. I don't know anything about computers.
I know a guy in IT.
I don't know anything.
Yeah, he could probably tell me.
Maybe.
All right. Well, I'm glad we took 5 minutes to discuss what we're doing next week, and we still don't have an answer.
Yeah, same.
It sounds like a bracket.
I think a bracket. But it doesn't sound like I brought up the revenge movie bracket twice. Nobody even commented, so I'm gonna assume that.
Well, you said those movies aren't in need of being rewatched, and every movie we do is in need of being rewatched.
Dude, just because you watch about 15 movies a week that we've well established, doesn't mean we all have the ability to watch 15 movies a week.
So, when's the last time you guys watched Mortal Kombat Annihilation?
However long it's been, it hasn't been long enough.
Whenever it came out on DVD or VHS, however I acquired it.
I remember specifically that Raiden cut his hair and lost his powers. Is that accurate?
Yeah.
I just remember it being so bad that I don't know if I actually finished it. I might have.
So he's a better Raiden than Christopher Lambert, in my opinion. It's Dexter's dad from the show.
Hey, pause this.
Hey.
I got an idea. Weird Al Weird Al bracket.
Oh yes, done. In.
All right.
And they're like swimwear.
All right. That's an easy one.
Oh, I guess I'll be listening to Weird Al this week.
Yep. Go ahead and make a playlist.
You need to make a playlist.
I'll send it out.
Good.
You're welcome.
But
anyway, he's a better Raiden than Christopher Lambert in my opinion. And I didn't remember this, but I was surprised they got the real Liu Kang back.
who else is the real person back?
Well, Johnny Cage was there, and
then
he dies
like instantly.
instantaneously. But they got a different Jax and they got a different Sonya Blade, and then they bring Scorpion and Sub-Zero back.
Oh.
I have a feeling like even though Scorpion or Sub-Zero died in the new movie, he's got to be back for the next movie. There's got to be some kind of time loophole, or he can't die because he comes back from hell, or whatever.
I don't know. But I was.
What made you watch this?
We just got done watching the last one.
Yeah, I just finished watching Goodfellas, and I was just looking for some time to kill, and I was just kind of searching through action movies, and I was like, you know what? I know it's bad, but let me just see how bad it is.
And you watched the whole thing?
Yes.
God,
I didn't watch it all in one sitting. I had to come back and finish it. Oh, they had the real Katana. She was in there. Yep.
You mean fine-ass Katana.
Fine-ass Katana. Yeah, God, dude. The scene where they're fucking traveling through the earth on the little balls, and then they get to the thing and they're like, you got to go hard right. And they all lean to the right so they can hit the next tunnel as they're flying through. Oh, dude. How did that? Like, if that movie was going against Street Fighter would win. Would handily win. Yes.
Jesus. Did it at least have the music?
Yeah, it starts the same way with the music.
So it would have won that category.
Yeah, and I would say that the She-Ra, is that the four-armed version of or the girl version of Goro?
I believe you are correct.
She looked a lot better.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's about it.
Overall, the movie was fucking terrible. So, quick shadow meter score on the spot.
91.
All right. It's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
All right. Hey, we've wasted enough dead air. You want to start this thing?
Do it.
Here we go. Hello, and welcome to Three Guys and a Mic Presents, a comprehensive review of the American Film Institute's top 100 films of all time. Number 92, Goodfellas. I'm your co-host, the Human Dart, along with
Jason Tsunami.
And David Disaster.
What the hell were you doing, Dave?
I was mouthing what he was saying.
Oh, I was off camera, so I couldn't see it because you guys are unprofessional.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
How's it going, everybody? Everybody have a good week?
Fucking great week.
I mean, if it is, I'm just glad it stopped raining.
Yeah.
I don't need another flood over here.
Yeah, I think it's. I think tomorrow is supposed to be. Was it?
Yeah, dude. That first day that all that rain.
Yeah, it came on your side of town. It was rolling through your side of town.
Yeah, it was. If it wouldn't have done that again, I might have had to pack up some stuff out in the storage shed.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's supposed to not rain tomorrow, and then I think it's supposed to rain again on Tuesday, Wednesday.
Well, I can use. I don't care about like regular rain, but
you're just not a big fan of sideways rain.
Yeah, or so heavy you can't see 20 feet.
I'm not going to do the voice because it's just not the right thing to do, but whenever you said that shit, it just reminded me of Forrest Gump.
Yeah, no shit, Dave.
But
they had the big fat rain.
Oh, stop! It came from underneath you.
Yeah, but hey, you know what? We're going to talk about Forrest Gump somewhere down the line here. Today, we're talking about a fucking gangster movie classic.
Goodfellas.
Motherfucking Goodfellas.
I'm gonna say this. This is very low on AFI's list. I'm a little disappointed in AFI.
Yeah.
So am I.
Based on some of the movies that we've kind of peeped coming up soon, I feel like this should definitely be higher.
Just based on the movies we've seen, like according to AFI, this movie is basically in the same company of all the movies that we've seen. Like, right, relatively speaking, it's in the same conversation. But I don't think I think there's really only been one movie so far, and that's Pulp Fiction, that is even whiffs the conversation of this movie, really.
I'm happy to hear you say that, Dave.
Yeah, that's a true story.
So
yeah, Fossil, why don't you hit us with a with a little recap here, a synopsis of the movie, and then I'll go into some stats here.
All right. Well, Goodfellas is a 1990 American biographical crime film directed by Martin Scorsese. Is a film adaptation of a 1985 nonfiction book, Wise Guy. This movie stars Robert De Niro, Ray Liotta, Joe Pesci, to name a few. The film narrates the rise and fall of a mob associate, Henry Hill, and his friends and family from the years 1955 to 1980. From his start as the lowly gopher, moving up to petty crime, theft, hijacking, planning heists. We follow him as his rise and fall into drugs, living the fast life, and the ever-growing paranoia, chasing of the almighty dollar, and the ultimate betrayal of the crew.
all right.
Yep. Yeah, so Goodfellas came out in September of 1990. Excuse me. It was made for a budget of $25 million. It only grossed $47 million.
I was shocked by that number.
Yeah, I was as well. I think it's definitely had more of a, I guess what you'd say, like a second life on cable and DVD. This movie was nominated for a bunch of awards, but it only won one award, and that was for Joe Pesci. He won Best Supporting Actor that year.
Again, surprising.
Yep. Well, I think the problem was De Niro was nominated for Best Actor in another movie that same year. So I think his was split, and then same thing with like Ray Liotta. He just, for whatever reason, he just didn't get any love in Best Actor.
Did he get nominated
Must
or no?
have been.
No, he wasn't even nominated.
I'm guessing
So-
it was all the Karens.
Yeah, probably. Karen! So just a couple of people that were nominated here, or areas that were nominated. You had Best Picture was nominated. It lost to Dances with Wolves.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
I've never seen it.
Really?
Is it on this list?
No.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Which
I don't
is
think any of
surprising
them.
whenever you hear the number of wins this movie had at the Oscars this year. So Best Picture went to Dances with Wolves. It was nominated for Best Editing, which lost to Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
It was nominated for Best Writing, which lost to Dances with Wolves. Scorsese was nominated for Best Director, and he lost to
Dances.
Kevin Costner for Dances with Wolves. And then Lorraine Bracco was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and she lost to
Dances with Wolves. No.
Whoopi Goldberg in Ghost.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Patrick Swayze film.
Yep. The old sways. So, but Joe Pesci won the Oscar, and I would say very deserving. Joe Pesci is a fucking animal in this movie.
He is.
Yep.
So, did Dave, I already know the answer to this question. I know you didn't see this movie in theaters. Fossil, did you see this in theaters?
I
mean, I was 5 years old.
Yeah, I know, Dave. That's why I didn't ask you. Fuck.
don't think so. I'm trying to remember. I don't even know if I would have been able to. If it was an R-rated movie, I'm not even sure I could get in. Here's the issue: is I almost can guarantee that the small shithole town that I lived in, the movie theater only played 2 movies. It only had 2 screens, and I'm pretty sure this was not one of them. So I'm pretty sure I watched this when it came out on VHS or DVD or whatever.
Yeah.
At a
Dave,
later time.
you remember the first time you saw it?
I don't, but I wasn't that old. I feel like I was sub 13 when I saw this movie.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah. Sorry.
I think I was. I feel like I was much older. I feel like I was probably 18 to 20 the first time I saw it. But
Really?
yeah, I don't know why it took so long to get to it. We were a big action movie family growing up. We weren't a big gangster movie, I guess, family. But I remember the first time I saw this movie, I fucking loved it. Like instantaneously, I was in. I mean, from the opening scene where they're fucking stabbing and shooting Billy Bats in that trunk, and he fucking hits him with the, from as long as I can remember, I always knew I wanted to be a gangster.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Fucking great intro to the movie. And I was sucked in from there for the whole movie.
Yep.
Well, we'll get into it, but this is the first time I had seen it in probably about 5 years, and the first hour of this movie is just about as good as it can get.
Yep. I think the first half of this movie is stronger than the second half, but I'm not trying to speak disparagingly on the movie, but I do think the beginning is a stronger piece.
It is. I got a chance to read a little bit, some notes this week, and there was actually another really popular podcast that happened to be doing the same movie this week, oddly enough. So I got to listen to some of their breakdown of it. I like
how you said another really popular, like you're including us in the really popular. I like that. Subtle. It was subtle, but it was good. I like it.
Dave, right. I don't know if you know this, but we even have T-shirts.
We have T-shirts.
We do.
But they spoke a lot about the part of the movie that's probably something that I'm not a big fan of, which is everything after 2 hours and 4 minutes into the movie. But we could talk about that a little bit later for me and what's aged poorly, unless we want to get into the whole coked out scene now.
No.
Okay.
It's my least favorite part. It's my least watchable part of the whole film.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you guys a question.
Yes, sir.
So I know we mentioned this a little bit early on, but Ray Liotta, we all liked Ray Liotta in the movie.
Yep.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah, I think Ray Liotta is fantastic, and this is like super early on in his career, so he hadn't done a lot of stuff before this. I'm going to come in early, and I'm going to tell you guys that Ray Liotta is definitely the winner of the Roy Batty Award for overacting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a bad thing, but like just his laugh during the what am I, a fucking clown?
Clown?
Do I amuse you? Like, dude, you want to talk about still just one of the best gifts of all time that you can send out whenever you want to laugh at something?
Yeah.
It's so good.
He's like this.
Dude, it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
So
and then you get the end of the movie too with the whole Karen, why'd you do that, Karen? Which by the way, she threw away these drugs that were just in like a fucking drawer of an auto. No, it was an armoire.
Yeah.
Like these guys are federal agents. They were gonna check that.
Yeah.
They were gonna find those drugs, bro.
And I'm just trying to figure out, like, are you telling me that you were living paycheck to paycheck on the amount of drugs that he was pushing? Because she flushes that.
I'm sure they seized, probably a lot of money.
Yeah, they just don't say that. So he's just like, that was all the money we had.
Yeah.
Karen.
Yeah.
I mean, look, those are still good scenes, but definitely overacting. So here's my question to you.
Yeah.
Do you think any one of these four guys could have done that scene any better? Alec Baldwin.
Are these people I'm assuming that are these are people that like potentially could have been in the role?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, Alec Baldwin.
I don't which Baldwin is that? You have to give me another movie he was in.
Alec Baldwin? You don't know Alec Baldwin?
Is that Beetlejuice?
Yes, he's the guy who does the brass ball scenes in Glengarry.
Okay, I would say it's hard for me to remember. I'm trying. Okay, so I'm just basically.
I don't think so.
If we're thinking Beetlejuice era Alec Baldwin, it's weird to think of him in this movie in that role, but I would say maybe.
I don't think so.
Because he's a very good actor.
What about Nicolas Cage?
Ugh. No.
The meme potential, like at now would be so good, but I don't think so.
God, how bad would that have been though?
That whole
Fuck.
look, Nick Cage early in his career, Nick Cage, I'm pretty sure he has isn't he an Oscar winner?
Yeah, he is for Leaving Las Vegas.
Yeah. So say early career Nick Cage was actually like a good actor before he fucking lost his mind.
All right, 2 more. Val Kilmer.
Again,
I think
he's almost like a Nick Cage, where it's like early career Val Kilmer, which this would have been. He was very good at one point.
I think an older Val Kilmer might have.
Well,
I'm not sure younger Val Kilmer would do it.
I mean, I just think of like Tombstone era Val Kilmer, which
Yeah.
this would have been 3 or 4 years prior.
Yeah, 4 years before.
Yeah, I don't think if you could get that Val Kilmer, then maybe.
I think he's a maybe.
Yeah, I think of the 4 even of the next one I'm going to tell you, I think Val Kilmer is the one I would probably choose. So before I give you this last one here, there was a different female that was up for Karen instead of Lorraine Bracco. It was Madonna. Okay.
I wouldn't have necessarily hated that.
Could you imagine Madonna and Tom Cruise together in this movie?
Tom Cruise was the last one.
Yes, he was the number
my
one guy they were going after.
I am so glad that they did not get him.
Oh man, how good would that be?
This is Top Gun era.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was hot at this time.
Yep.
But also, he's really. I mean, look. Sorry, Tom, if you're listening. He's really fucking short. You know what I mean? Like
Joe Pesci short.
Like seriously, he I don't know what and I'm curious now to look at their height difference.
I think he's 5'5".
Like, I think that might have mattered.
Look it up, Dave.
I'm doing it right
Okay,
now.
wait. Look it up. Who is shorter, Tom Cruise?
Well, I'm just
or
gonna
Joe
look up
Pesci?
Tom Cruise height and then. Okay, so Tom Cruise is 5'7".
Josh, who's shorter, Pesci or Cruise?
Pesci.
I think so too.
5'4". So it's only 3 inches. What is Ray Liotta?
Hey, go ask your wife about 3 inches.
Yeah. Ray Liotta is probably.
I would say Leo's like 5'9".
He's 6 foot.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, it would have been considerable.
Yeah.
And also for reference, De Niro's 5'10". So it'd have been. Yeah.
That would have been interesting with Tom Cruise in there. The only other possible casting was a different person for Jimmy the Gent instead of De Niro. They were teeing up possibly John Malkovich.
That would have been
De
terrible.
Niro was better. Yeah, De Niro was way better.
Yeah,
So I
like
think
Malkovich.
De Niro and Pesci were locks. I'll say this. You know, if you could kind of get a TV that could make you see movies with different people cast in it. Like,
Yeah.
I'd be really curious if a Val Kilmer led Goodfellas.
I think it could be pretty good. Yeah, so they had a hard time getting Pesci to do it. The only way they eventually convinced Pesci to do it was they had to let Pesci do the clown scene. Apparently that actual scene happened to him somewhere in his life, like for real. And so he wanted to reenact that scene. So that was the only way he was going to do the movie, is if he got to do that scene.
And is that scene that scene is probably like, so that scene is fiction basically then?
It's fiction as per the Wise Guy book that this movie is based off of, but it happened to him in real life.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, there's the way that I did read an interesting deal that said that the way that they pulled the script together was they loosely pulled together the parts from the book.
Yeah.
And they allowed the
Like
the
Scorsese
three
and all
guys-
them?
Well, yes, but the main 3 guys, De Niro, Pesci, and Liotta, to have like open dialogue back and forth and kind of make up stuff as they went.
Yeah, a lot of it's ad-libbed.
Yeah, and so then they had the script writers take everything that they wrote, or the way that they ad-libbed, and then broke that down into the script, and then put it together based on some of the stuff that they said. That way, it would sound more natural.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So, hey, do we want to talk about Shadow Meter scores before we go deeper?
Yeah, let's do
We
it.
can give our review and our Shadometer score.
I'll go first,
All right.
unless somebody else feels passionately about it.
I'm fine. You can go.
We'll let Dave go.
So believe it or not, I've seen this movie quite a few times.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is not my favorite gangster movie. Spoiler alert for a very, 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 very future AFI podcast. The Godfather is by far my favorite gangster movie of all time. The Godfather is so fucking good. That doesn't diminish this movie by any means. I'm going to give this movie a 23
Oh.
on the shitometer. Now, this movie would have been a 15 or better if not for a couple of things. If it was a little bit shorter and if we didn't have to deal with 30 minutes of Ray Liotta being coked out of his fucking head at the end of the movie. Anytime I rewatch the movie, I don't rewatch that part. I only rewatched that part today, right before we got on the podcast, just so I could refresh my mind and say I've watched it. And it's as hard to watch as I remember. We'll talk about it a little bit more later. But overall, I think this is one of the best movies of all time, and I would just give it a 23 only because it's imperfect.
Okay.
All right. I really enjoyed going back and watching this movie. In my opinion, a modern classic. The fact that it's based on a true story makes it all better. The movie flows for me in like 3 acts. You get the young Henry coming up, which is like the first hour. And to Josh's point, if you were just to take the first act, it's probably 15, 16, or 17.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah. Now, you get into the middle of the movie, and you get into the young Henry up to his marriage, and establishing himself, and how he starts living his life, and trying to maintain control, etc. And then you have towards the end, that turning point when Henry gets out of prison, he lies to Paulie about selling drugs.
Yep.
And just spirals through this addiction and it all the way to the end. If you just take the last 30 minutes to what Josh said, the movie's probably around a 30. So my final score is a 22.
Oh,
all right. So
there you go, Foster.
So yeah. When I first watched this movie, like I've seen this movie quite a few times actually. It's one of those things where I hadn't seen it in a while, but as soon as I started watching the movie, I realized like, oh shit, like I pretty much remember all of the major bullet points of the movie. So initially it did take me a little bit to kind of get rolling on it, to get really invested in it. But then once he got married to Karen, and like I started going into his life, and man, I don't know why, but that scene when they're cooking in prison always makes me hungry.
When he's shaving the garlic super thin with the razor blade.
Yeah, dude. And also, that's like, dude, you're gonna cut your goddamn fucking fingertips off like that,
dude. The fucking meat that they have that they're throwing on the grill, those fucking steaks.
Yes.
And Jesus Christ, they bring in a whole fucking thing of lobsters.
Yeah, like, dude,
That's crazy.
I'll
go to that, Joe.
But all of that's so good. And some of it is actually tough to watch. The fight with him. I mean, pretty much every fight with him and Karen, but specifically the fight when Karen brings in the stuff, was bringing in the stuff for him, and they're she's like throwing the shit down. The kids are crying, and she's like,
is that the scene where she's walking in and that dude is getting head?
Yes.
Dude. This dude's getting a fucking blowy, and Karen's walking by with all the kids.
I know.
It's just like,
oh my god,
some of that shit's hard to see, right? Not because it's bad, but just because it's kind of rough, right? And I do like the end, how he does fucking just turn. He turns on him because he's got no fucking choice, because he's dead. And
dead.
So anyway, I'm at a 24.
Oh shit!
Look at that.
I think that's the second time in a row that's happened.
Yeah.
Completely
That puts us at a
unintentional.
23. Hey, I guess the right score again.
Damn.
Shit.
Way to go, Dave. You fucked it all up.
What movie
You were
did we
supposed to
do
come in
that
like
for?
a 40 something.
I think wasn't it Mortal Kombat?
It was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that means we all love this movie.
Yeah, 23 aggregate. It's the second highest rating that we've given.
Besides Pulp.
Besides Pulp Fiction, yeah.
What was Pulp Fiction?
15.7 aggregate. You actually came in. You came in kind of low on that. Now that I'm looking at it, you gave it a 26.
This is right.
Okay.
This is correct. Let's just talk about favorite scenes.
All right.
Look, let's just start off with the whole fucking movie. There's dude, there's so many good scenes in this.
There is.
I'm just gonna hit you over the head with my favorite one first.
Okay, go ahead.
It's the scene where Karen calls Henry at Maury's wig shop, and Henry's got to go pick up Karen because fucking Bruce has pushed Karen out of his car.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and Bruce is the guy who lives across the street from Karen. You meet him at the country club for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, where Ray Liotta gives him the fucking biggest, just like dead fish handshake in the history of time.
Yeah, he's like, who's that guy?
Yeah, you know that guy?
Friend.
Yeah. So anyway, seems like I get the feeling Karen's almost running around a little bit on Ray Liotta there a little bit. I don't know. But anyway.
She was in that guy's car.
Yeah. So he's trying to get a little action. She's not about it. And he gets upset, pushed her out of the car. And so Henry goes, picks her up, takes her home. And then he proceeds to fucking walk across the street. And you get some of the best fucking dialogue in the history of time. Because as he's walking up to Bruce and he pulls that pistol out of his fucking pants, Bruce says, "What do you want, fucko? You want something?"
And no
all you hear
words.
is Thack.
Yeah, and then he gets pistol whipped 7 times.
I was
with
gonna
this
say, did
fucking
you count
thing,
it?
And it's brutal. Yeah, it's like 7 times. And it's fucking brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Me and,
like
Dave tried to piece together what probably broke. He probably lost about 3 or 4 teeth.
Yes.
broken orbital bone, broken nose,
All right.
probably broken jaw.
Josh, I got a question. I'm glad you brought that up as one of your favorite scenes. This is a perfect segue, okay?
Hit me.
Okay, forget the circumstances for the specific circumstances of that incident, okay?
All right.
Because there's 3 guys. It was the guy who got his ass fucking face caved in, Pan's Labyrinth
Bruce.
style.
Yeah.
And 2 friends.
And 2 friends.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you know? There's 3 of us here, okay?
Yeah.
Let's say I'm the guy. I'm Bruce, okay? Forget the circumstances again. But some dude walks up to me. I turn and say, you know, what do you want,
What's up, fucko?
And the
want
dude,
something?
you want something? And the dude proceeds to, without words, start to beat me senseless with a gun in the face. You and Jason are standing there next to my very nice car. What do you do the same thing as those 2 guys and basically just like, I guess Dave deserves it. I don't know.
Do I have the keys to your car?
Okay,
Let's
Dave,
say no.
Dave, just as soon
I
as
would,
as soon as I saw the gun in his hand, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, Josh, what the fuck did Dave do?"
Yeah. Guess he had it coming.
Yeah. Jesus.
I would, while he was focused on smashing your face in, I would tackle this guy, and I would hope the human fossil would wrestle the gun away from him, and then beat this guy senseless.
Oh man, y'all are some good friends. Because in reality, and that's really good sentiment, but here's what I think would actually happen. I'd wake up in a hospital several days later, and then you guys would be like, I'd be like, dude, what happened? And be like, yeah, man, we beat that shit out of that dude. In reality, when y'all walk out of the door, you'd be like, dude, I hope the cops find that guy.
Look,
He came from across the street.
I'll tell you a story of the only time I ever almost got kicked out of a concert. So my buddy Mike, who Jason knows, Dave, I think you met him, but
Yeah, yes, I think so.
so we're at a Buzz Fest, okay? real rager here, being headlined by Alice in Chains, and his wife is there and she's pregnant, and a little mosh pit opens up on the lawn, and this dude kind of comes rolling down the hill. He gets knocked down, knocks her down. I mean, it's nobody's meaning to do anything stupid, but anyway,
Mike gets upset, and this other guy gets upset, and he gets up in Mike's face and pushes him and rears back to hit him. And before he can even get there, I fucking tackle this dude to the ground, and crush him. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just saying, Dave, I would protect you, brother, if you were getting beat up. Okay?
Yeah. Well, look, if the guy had a
watch out, Josh. He has a gun.
And then Josh would be like,
right
"Oh."
I mean, if he's focused on smashing Dave's face in, and I can go tackle him and try to take the gun, then I'll do it.
Hey, man, that's some real shit. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm not gonna melt into the car seat like you, fucker.
Look. It was a movie theater, and it was Brian.
Yeah.
And literally, it was fucking. I think it was X-Men. We were seeing X-Men: Days of Future Past, and somebody was taking pictures with the flash. And Brian says, "Hey, could you turn that flash off?" The guy says, "What?" He said, "Turn that fucking flash off. I didn't ask you." And dude, I'm sitting there like.
You're trying to do the Homer Simpson fucking meme where you're like fading into the fucking bushes.
Dude, I was like, man, I'm this dude's boss. Like, I'm not trying to fuck with this right now. Anyway, good times.
Anyway, yeah, Bruce getting pistol whipped. That's my favorite scene in the movie. What do you guys have?
So I'll go. So you already brought it up a little bit, Josh, but I really did like the "Do I Amuse You" scene. And just to expand on it just a little bit, I knew it was coming, right? Because, I've seen the movie and it's a famous scene, right? But I forgot the tension. And maybe this is just because we just had the story. I'm an awkward person, right? When it comes to like confrontation. So I'm just imagining myself in Ray Liotta's shoes. Like, man, this is like Joe Pesci is Josh, and he's just fucking like it's getting real, and I'm like,
why I got to be Joe Pesci?
Dude, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like I could just I'm imagining like, oh my god, like if I'm Ray Liotta, like dude, I'm like I'm just kidding, you're funny. He's like, no, I get that. What's funny about it?
What's so funny about me?
Dude, like, I was just like, oh my god.
Every time I watch that scene, I forget how long it is.
Dude, it is.
It's awkward.
And it's not too long, but I think it's purposeful. Like, it's purposefully that long. And I'll talk about another scene. Again, I think the tension in a lot of these scenes is really high. And that's going to hit another category for me. But it's when Henry wakes up and Karen's sitting over him with a gun. Okay,
that's a great scene. I didn't have that on mine, but I love that scene.
So I forgot how the tension is so fucking high, because you can see like Henry truly believes that Karen, maybe she won't kill him, but he's literally like, he does fear that he could die. Like he knows his wife is not fucking playing. Yeah. And when he finally wrestles the gun from her and she's choking her and he like gets mad, like, dude, it's fucking intense. Yeah. Like, and I'm just thinking, if I'm that actress, Lorraine Bracco, like, I wonder how much of that was ad-libbed. You talked about it earlier, but I wonder if that seems specifically, like, if they were like, okay, you're going to take her to the ground, you're going to wrestle the gun, and then you're going to choke her. Like, I wonder if that was just in the moment, like if her and Ray Liotta were just like, hey, look, we're just gonna see where this goes, and blah, blah, blah. Because he's like pulling her hair, and he's like, don't you fucking understand, Karen? Like,
yeah.
How's it feel? He's pointing the gun in her
dude.
face.
He's like, dude, like, shit's fucking not playing around. So yeah, that's up there.
What you got, Fossil?
You guys pretty much picked most of them, but there are a couple of other scenes that play out really well due to camera angles and slight misdirection. Like, I completely forgot how Maury got iced or whacked.
Oh, dude, he fucking
gets the fucking ice pick in the neck.
Yeah, because Jimmy tells him, hey, you know what? That thing tonight, don't worry about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. He's like, and the narrative or the dialogue that's going over the top of the film, he's like, Maury didn't even know how close he got to being whacked.
that was such a weight off my chest.
Yes, and then they get him in the car, and Pesci just ice picks him right in the back of the skull.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder. Go ahead.
I was just gonna. To be fair, that dude just would not stop fucking with Jimmy. Like, shut the fuck up.
You're gonna get your money. Just shut the fuck up.
It makes you wonder, like, did Jimmy sense that Henry was just being tense the whole time, and he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let Henry off the hook here, and just tell him that it's done, so that this will just there won't be any of this tension, and we'll just handle it.
Yeah. Well, Henry. Henry was kind of the liaison, right, between Maury and Jimmy.
Yeah.
And so I think he had a relationship, but you never see Henry kill anybody on screen.
Man, that was one of my things. That was one of my questions at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
I have some stats.
Okay.
For some deaths and stuff later.
I would say another scene that plays out really well, and again, it's not all that pivotal. Not all that important, but it's just the way that the tension and the shot itself is when Henry's wife goes and sees Jimmy, and he's asking her, what'd he say? What'd he say? Well, he's not saying anything. He just, we got other things we're worried about. Yeah. And he's like, well, here's some money. It's a couple of $1,000s. And he goes, hey, you want some?
Oh, dude, I know what you're going to talk about.
You want some dresses?
Armani dresses or whatever. Yeah.
I got a little store down at the end of the street. Just go down the street.
Yeah, and she's walking, and you're like, something's going on here. And Jimmy's just like, yeah. Just
he's like, it's right in there. It's right.
Yeah,
and
then when she gets down to the end, she looks in. He just gives that little little turn thing.
She's like, nah.
I was gonna ask, 99%, she was about to die, right?
That's the implication.
I mean, I didn't see any Chanel dresses in that little store that she was going to.
I just saw two dudes in the dark in there
moving some boxes. Yes, a couple of unsavory individuals.
Yeah. It is, like I said, that's the only thing that you're left wondering is that, yes, Jimmy took down everybody that was in the Lufthansa job.
Yep.
But he did that because each one he took down did something stupid. They all did something stupid. The only one who didn't do anything stupid was Henry. So it's hard to tell if that's his paranoia that was the catalyst.
Well, he wanted to send him to Florida, and
to ice.
Yeah, he wanted to kill Henry at the end of the movie. But not during the height of the Lufthansa heist.
Yeah, but see now again, it's kind of left to that's what Henry's thoughts were, because the deal was Henry was being asked to go whack a guy that would basically sever the last tie that would hopefully get Henry off the hook on this drug charge. So it's still kind of gray on whether or not Jimmy was going to kill either his wife or Henry at the end. But I think he was.
Henry knew. That's when I knew I was not coming back from Florida alive.
Yeah.
Yep. I had as far as best scenes or favorite scenes, just a couple other ones. Jason, just you're talking about now, just everything that's related to the Lufthansa heist. Like all the deaths, all the scenes afterwards where the fucking dude rolls up into the bar with his new wife and the pink Cadillac.
Oh,
but
God.
it's in my mom's name. I love that car.
Yeah.
It's in my mom's name. Don't fucking say it. Don't fucking say it's in your mom's name again. But it's in my mom's name.
Are you stupid?
Yeah.
Dude, I forgot Sam Jackson was in this movie.
Because
he's in it and he's out of it.
Stacks. He gets executed.
Yeah. He's like, man, I thought you were going to be in here with one of your bitches. Yeah, I was. You know where she went? Nah. Bah!
Yeah. He goes, no, you said you'd be late. You'd be late to your own funeral. Boom.
Yeah.
Slap.
And then the other scene I love, and it's more of like a series of scenes, but it's everything Billy Bats up to Tommy's mom's house. Just the whole Billy Bat scene in the bar where they're yelling and arguing with each other.
Get your fucking shoebox.
Yeah. And then he comes back and fucking Joe Pesci just starts just kicking his ass, and fucking Bob De Niro just comes out of nowhere dropping the elbow drop on his dude.
He's kicking him in the fucking face.
Dude, he is kicking the shit out of fucking Billy Bats. And then they go to Tommy's mom's house because they got to get a fucking shovel to bury this guy.
And then they're just
And his
having
mom
Sunday
wakes
dinner.
up. Yeah. And she wakes up, she cooks some dinner, and they're fucking talking. And that's Martin Scorsese's mom, which is also kind of funny. But I just love that scene, just the whole interaction between everybody.
That's so good.
Yeah.
I forgot how cool Joe Pesci's death was, and how like.
Oh man.
I feel like I can't remember my reaction to it initially, but I feel like that was very unexpected. I feel like on the first time.
I remember being super shocked.
I think the best part for that scene is the fact that you, as you're watching it, realize what's about to happen.
And so does Joe
Pesci.
Pesci.
Same moment. Yeah, the exact moment that Pesci figures it out.
When
He's like, "Oh no!"
He goes, "Oh
Yeah.
no!" And then they shoot him right in the face, like the back of the fucking face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they had to cut some of that scene out because it was going to cause the movie to have an X rating because there's so much other violence in it.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So that scene was a little bit more extended where you actually see the front of his forehead explode and you kind of sit and marinate on it for a second.
Jesus.
I'm kind of glad. It really wasn't necessary. So it's
Because when he's laying on the floor, you just see this big squirt
Bleeding out.
and these two old dudes are like, they're just like, this is like another day at the office for them.
Yeah.
But I think that's the weirdest part about this movie is for a lot of the people in this movie, everything that happens is shocking, and everything that is happening, everybody that's as far as the character is just like, this is just another day in the life.
Yeah. So wanna talk about favorite characters?
Let's do it.
I got a different one. I'm gonna go first just in case y'all take it. I don't suspect you will, but I'm gonna come out the gate, and I'm gonna honorable mention Henry. Ray Liotta's character. Yes, that's an easy pick, right? I guess because the movie is about him. But I think Karen is gonna be like my favorite character. Like I think it's well acted. She's not stupid. I mean, generally speaking, the character's written very, very intelligently. All of her scenes. She has a lot of high tension scenes that we've already talked about, a few of them. She's not going to win Mother of the Year award ever.
No.
But I don't know. I just feel like all of her scenes, she most of the time she was probably the best acted person in the scene most of the time. I thought it was very good.
Yeah. Fossil.
I also went a little bit different, and I went with Jimmy.
Oh, fuck you. You took mine.
Dude is one of the few characters that doesn't go off a cliff. Yes, he does take down a lot of the members of the Lufthansa, but
I'd say at the end he gets a little paranoid.
They deserved it for the most part. Yes, I agree, but like to his point though, each person that he killed or took care of, they all screwed up.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Anyway, the dude was all business. Like he was 24/7. He was always on the clock.
Yep.
His character is extremely strong, and while yes, he can be seen as one of the the bad guys.
I mean,
because he has no qualms about killing anybody.
Well, these are all bad guys.
I mean,
but
go ahead.
Yeah, he also is extremely loyal, for the most part, to the two other guys, which is Henry and Tommy.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, having De Niro in that role, I mean, De Niro's done. I mean, to say that this is one of De Niro's best performances, I don't know. It's so difficult because he's pretty much done fucking everything great. But
yeah,
I'd say this is up there for him, in my opinion.
Well, this movie hinged on him because if he didn't get this, if he didn't get the role, this movie wasn't going to be made.
Oh, okay.
So whenever he got signed on to doing it, then everybody bankrolled the movie. Yeah, I also had Jimmy. I just think, I mean, from the entrance, like from him just coming into the movie, to every scene that he's in, I think he owns it. I think he owns the movie. I think Pesci's great in the movie, and I think Pesci deserves the Oscar that he gets for it. But De Niro's just awesome. He's unstoppable in this movie. What about least favorite characters?
So I'll go.
Dave, I will say I'm glad you went Karen with your favorite character, because I was worried we were going to have a bunch of Karens for our least favorite character. And I feel like we always do that. I feel like we always do the female that's the wet blanket dragging you down. But I agree, she had a lot more complexity.
Yeah, she was strong.
So after what Josh just said, not what you just said right now, but what you were saying about Joe Pesci's character. So I have him as the least favorite. It has nothing to do with the acting of Joe Pesci. Okay.
Yeah. What do you mean? Yep. I'm pointing at you, Fossil. How are both of you on Joe Pesci? Like, Joe Pesci's my honorable mention for best character. He's fantastic.
Look. Yes, but he is supposed to be the least favorite character. He's supposed to make you hate him.
Yes, and he succeeds.
I totally go a different direction on that. He's fantastic.
Everything that goes wrong in this movie, he's the catalyst.
Yes.
He's always fucking shit up. Always.
Yeah, dude. I mean, if you want to be real, had he not just swallowed his pride, which I know doesn't exist in this world,
which he's supposed to do in this world.
Yes, because Billy Batts was a made man.
Yeah.
And you don't like him talking about shining your shoes? Guess what? He could have just fucking left the bar. Yeah, would he have looked like a little bitch? The Billy Batts is a made man. I mean, what are you supposed to do? You're not supposed to do anything, and except
take him out.
Well, then him killing him is the whole reason the shit is fucked.
Everything went downhill from there.
Yeah, I mean, dude, he killed several people.
He shoots and kills that kid
just because the guy said, "Go fuck yourself." The kid was
after
just trying.
He already put a hole in his foot.
Hey man, he should have washed his fucking mouth.
I mean, I already talked about it the scene earlier. He's fucking with Henry, who's supposed to be his friend. He shoots his gun randomly, making that dude dance like a fucking dickhead, and then shoots him. And then the guy, he's just trying to stand up for himself. And even De Niro's character is like, "Hey, good for you. Here's $100 or here's $50 or whatever it is. You take that. That's yours."
Yeah, that's what got him killed. It's Jimmy fucking egging him on.
Yeah, Jimmy said, "You gonna let him say that to you?"
And
they shot him 6 times in the chest.
And then they go, "You killed him. Oh, I'm a good shot. What do you want? I'm a good shot." Anyway,
what the fuck?
I mean, the dude is like the best sort of type of heel in wrestling. Like, it's well acted, but I fucking hate the character. Like, I hate him. And
that is a credit to Pesci, because I don't think you're supposed to like his character.
No, I agree. And
I'm watching the movie the wrong way.
There's no one else that I have there's no one else in this movie that I have more disdain for than Joe Pesci's character. Because if I would not want to be friends with that person in real life. Obviously, I wouldn't want to be friends with any of these people. But, somebody like that, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah, because you just can't trust that guy.
No.
Oh, trust. I'm glad we brought that up. You want to talk about somebody who you can't trust? Henry fucking Hill.
Oh shit! Okay. That's your least favorite.
Yeah, let's talk about Henry Hill for a minute here. Okay,
the rat.
Okay, he fucking tells on his friends. He throws his friends under the bus. Okay, Karen.
He didn't have a choice.
Karen is a nice suburban, young woman when he meets her.
Yeah. And he's cheating on her the whole movie. What a dick.
Cheating on her the whole movie.
Oh, he is.
Gets her addicted to coke.
Yeah.
Listen, Ray Liotta, not a very nice guy.
No,
I agree
in this movie.
I agree, but I enjoy his character so much in the first.
And he's coked out.
Yeah, until the minute he starts doing the coke.
Well, the thing is, the first half of the movie, Ray Liotta is he's not a good person, but he is,
Is he a good fella?
He's a good fella, yeah. But dude, yeah, I mean, Joe Pesci's character is a dickhead from the word go.
He's consistent. Fucking Henry breaks bad the whole movie. He breaks worse.
Yeah, but then he gets to have a sequel with Rick Moranis in My Blue Heaven.
Look,
That's 100%
this-
fact, by the way. Fucking Google
this
it.
this was the hardest, least favorite character I've ever had to come up with. But Henry Hill's a dirtbag.
No, look, I don't disagree with what you're saying, and I would still say that Pesci's character is so well acted. But I think that the fact that he's acted so well to make me not like him is the reason why he's my least favorite. It's not because I don't like the character in the story. It's just Pesci just makes me want to hate that guy so much.
So what we're saying
It's so
is,
good.
I just realized that Jason is the, amalgamation of my least favorite and your favorite, Josh. He's right.
Yep.
He's got them both.
Yeah.
Aged poorly.
Hey, let's talk about what's aged poorly. Ratting on your friends.
I was gonna
It's
say
never a good thing.
I was gonna say police work. I think the police work is fucking shoddy as fuck in this movie.
They're all on the
They're all
payroll.
take.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I feel like that's
They roll up and Jimmy's giving them fucking 2 cartons of cigarettes stuffed with cash.
yeah. It's definitely aged poorly. Like it's some terrible. Well, even in the end of the movie, like towards the end of the movie, when you know that they're trying to get him, it's like
You talking about the helicopter?
not even that. Even before that, even after the airport heist, like the big heist that the movie is kind of based on.
I got you, Fossil.
Yeah, he did.
It's like I don't like how do you not fucking catch these guys? They're just murdering people left and right. They're not using their fingerprints
Dave.
are everywhere.
Dave, the reason why there's not catching them is because there's nobody ratting on them.
God.
Anybody that could is on the payroll.
And anybody that could be a rat is dead.
Yeah,
Yep.
and if you're a cop and trying to be, Johnny Law, and you come to find out that 60% of the rest of the people that you go to work with
Or
are
on
in
tape.
bed with them, yeah, I mean, like you're probably going to end up, with wearing concrete shoes.
Or in a dumpster somewhere, dead.
Yeah.
The other aged poorly I have is, we've referenced it a few times here, but everything after 2 hours and 4 minutes.
Yeah,
So-
I could care less for all of the drug addiction. 30 straight minutes of watching him fucking get coked out is about
And
29 minutes too long.
And so I learned this week, the movie was made to make you feel like what it's like to be like on coke during that time. Like it's there to help, like kind of make you feel the same way that Henry's feeling. So like all the anxiety that he's feeling, just like everything's moving so fast. It's supposed to do that, and it does that because like I hate watching it. I hate the way it makes me feel. Like it's hard to watch. You like because you do like Ray Liotta throughout the movie.
Yeah.
Like he's a suave motherfucker through a lot of this movie, and then you're seeing this dude just fucking crash.
Yep.
So for what it is, like watching it again today with the vision of it was made to feel that way, it makes me enjoy it a little bit more, but I'll still only watch up to whenever they start killing everybody after the Lufthansa heist. Every time I rewatch this movie.
Yeah, I'd say the only other things like we've hit on the key stuff, and again, this is a product of time, so you're going to have some racism, some racist remarks, the womanizing, but that was what it was like. That I think that was the part that was the most eye-opening was when Henry is at his like second or third girlfriend's house, and like all the guys come over, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" It's like not even. It's like don't even care.
Yeah.
They
Couldn't
don't
he
even care
have found
until
somebody
they're
better looking?
The third one was besides her coke addiction, she was way better looking than the second one.
I agree.
Everybody's fucking addicted to coke. I mean, Paulie was right. Should have never done should have never dipped into the drugs.
And that's one of those things that is actually kind of in some of these other gangster movies. It's
The
like,
Godfather. That's what
it's
starts
like,
the whole thing.
We don't get into that shit.
Well, because when you dip into drugs, it becomes federal, and you get a whole different type of heat. it's not local. It's not local heat that you can pay off anymore.
Yeah.
As Sonny says in The Godfather, though, a lot of money in that little white powder.
Yeah.
Age
time
well.
behind-
What's age well?
I look. This is cheating, but I don't give a fuck. Okay. I said all the crime stuff. Okay, pretty much all that shit is so good to watch.
All that hood rat shit.
Yeah, dude, it's just good, and I feel like it's not in the movie enough. Like all the like especially in the beginning of the movie when like again they're paying off the cops and they're running all these different scams and they're hijacking all this different stuff and like the whenever he's like doing the voiceover and they're like, you know, the cops would come and we would just pay him off and we would just do like all of that shit. Like I wish more of the movie was about that part of it and not
Like breaking down the third wall.
yeah. I like that shit. Like that was interesting to me. Like that was when I was the most engaged.
I had just the deaths in the movie.
They're brutal.
Yeah, how many deaths happened in this movie?
I'm gonna say 8 off the top of my head.
So what do you
say
think?
11.
You know what's funny is you guys shot way lower than me. For some reason, I thought this thing was just like dripping in death. It's only 10 deaths
Okay.
in the movie, and only 5 of them actually happen on screen.
Yeah, because they find the husband and wife in the pink Cadillac.
Yeah, you
They
get
find
Frenchie
the-
and the other guy in the dumpster,
The security guy and his friend in the dumpster.
and then Frankie Carbone frozen to death in the meat truck.
Stacks.
After
Yeah,
buying
but
because he bought
you
the
see
fur coat.
Yeah, but you see Tommy die, you see Stax die,
Maury.
you see Spider
die.
die, you see Maury die, and
Then Tommy gets killed.
yeah, I said Tommy first. I'm trying to think who the other one is.
Oh,
I don't know.
Butts, or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, Billy Bats. There you go. Yep, good call.
But
So I was surprised that it was only that many deaths. How many fucks are in this movie, by the way?
the word.
Yeah, and
Do you actually
any
have-
iteration.
do you have the stat?
I do.
I'm gonna say 137.
I'm gonna say 83.
300 even.
Whoa! I wasn't even close.
I wasn't. I just fuck.
That's a lot of yeah. That's a lot of fucks.
That's a lot of fucking.
There's 46 fucks in this fucked up rhyme. Okay, I'm done.
Yeah. So a couple other things that aged well for me. Michael Imperioli, the guy who plays Spider, who gets shot. Obviously, we see him come back in The Sopranos, and he plays a very prominent role in that show. Which, if you haven't seen The Sopranos, do yourself a favor.
I have not.
Really?
Not.
Yeah,
I have not seen a single episode.
I've
Dude, look, if
seen multiple episodes. I just never got into it.
Man, it's so good.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of been one of those things where it's been a little intimidating because I know the show is like long.
Well, I think it's only 6 seasons, and they're 13-episode seasons, so it's not that bad.
I know, but that's an hour each. I mean, I'm not gonna do the math, but that's a lot of time.
Yeah, but look, especially if going back and you guys watch this and you're like, man, I really like this. It's got a lot of DNA from this movie. I mean, it also has it's got Michael Imperioli in it. The therapist is Lorraine Bracco from this movie. There's one other guy that's in this movie very shortly, but it's the guy who plays Paulie in Sopranos. He's also in Goodfellas, so there's a lot of DNA from it, and it's worth your time. I think Scorsese's aged well.
Yeah.
You know, if you look at some of the movies that came after this and before it, but after it, like Casino, Gangs of New York, The Departed, The Wolf of Wall Street.
To name a few.
I mean, yeah. I mean, dude, great movies. And then, little shot scene where he follows Henry and Karen from his car all the way through to the table in the Copacabana.
Yeah.
I think that's
very good.
That's always just so fun to watch that and try to pick out different things after every time you've seen the movie. But just the fact you got that whole fucking thing in one shot is
I'll
crazy.
say this. If I counted correctly, He gave out $240 on his way to the table.
Yeah.
Which, accounting for inflation, is about $1,800.
That's robust. Yeah.
Just to sit down on a date.
Yeah, but I mean, look, she was sucked in at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
What
a
do
lot
you do?
better.
I'm in construction. Your
Yeah.
hands don't feel like you're in construction. I'm a union delegate.
Union.
Yeah.
Man, he had that story ready to go, though.
Yeah.
For me, I think aged well. It just kind of encompasses everything you've said. It's the basic story still holds up. You have the rise and fall of the criminal element. It's like a tale as old as time, with the same triggers for the fall, which are usually jealousy, greed, addiction, or power.
What about death and destruction?
Filth and greed, yeah.
I'd say those are good things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this movie rewatchable?
Absolutely.
Yes, it is. It is. I would say
I think that's the first time, Dave, you've actually given the definitive yes.
yes, it is rewatchable. I'm trying to think of rewatchable in a slightly different light because I also try to think of rewatchable as if I'm watching it with someone that hasn't seen it. Like how excited am I to sit there and have them watch it, right? And I feel like with this movie, like, man, like watching it with somebody for the first time, like I'm gonna have a hard time like when like not reacting to like Joe Pesci about to get shot and stuff like that. Like I'm gonna have a
Yeah.
like,
I would love to watch this movie with somebody who's of the right age who's never seen it.
yeah, like when my kids get old enough to watch this movie.
So I watched it with Amanda, and this is the first time she had seen it. I think either early this year or the end of last year or something like that. And it's everything you hoped it would be. Like when people start getting capped after Lufthansa, and then especially when Tommy dies, you get the general just like the reaction,
That's good.
and it was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
It was a fun watch.
But I would rewatch this movie, you know, if if I was in the mood for a gangster movie, this is definitely up there. You know, this is on a very short list of movies that I would watch. Now,
I would say this, even though I think I'm going to agree with Josh saying that The Godfather is better. If I was just going to sit down for quick enjoyment, I think I would probably pick Goodfellas only because, like, Godfather is like watching Lord of the Rings. Like, you can't just watch
don't tell that
a
to
small
Josh.
section. You can't just watch a small section of Lord of the Rings. Like,
Yeah.
Well,
when
you're not going to
it's
get this.
time
You're not
watch-
going to get enjoyment out of it, right?
Yeah, when it's time to watch The Godfather, like, you got to watch The Godfather.
Yep.
Um,
I've recently rewatched those with Amanda for the first time as well. Man,
okay. I'm gonna
So
say
good.
something blasphemous here. And when we started this podcast, or we started this AFI thing, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna watch it. I've never seen Godfather 1 or 2 all the way through in my entire life.
God.
The last time
so let me ask you a question. When's the last time you tried?
I was probably 15, 16 years old.
Oh, Dave, I'm so jealous because you're going to get to watch. Look, I think Godfather 1 is far superior to Godfather 2.
I agree.
But Godfather 2 is a fucking classic. It's
It
so
is.
good. So that just tells you how good Godfather 1 is. I think they're appropriately rated on this list. Is I forget where Godfather 2 is. Godfather 1 is number 2 movie of all time. But Godfather 1's rated above Godfather 2.
So-
Anyway,
So now I want to watch Godfather with Dave. So we might have to do a watch party for Godfather.
do a live watch party.
Well, yeah,
Dude,
I brought that up to I brought that up to Jason about maybe doing the top 5 movies on this list to kind of commemorate the ending of this project. We watch them in person with each other.
I like it. Do you remember watching Do you remember watching Godfather 1? Like, do you remember any of it?
So let me tell you. I may not have seen either of these movies, and let me explain. So my dad will never listen to this, but he'd be able to back up this story. So at one point, AMC or some channel, they put together the whole Godfather movie in chronological order of parts 1, 2, and 3. My dad recorded it on VHS, and he and I started to watch it at one point, or that was the version I watched, and I got maybe a fourth. I'm going to say 33, 34, maybe we can say 50%. I don't even know if that's accurate, but like it's like 30, 40%. So I saw an amalgamation of 1, 2, and 3. But I don't know how much of each I saw.
Well, so you didn't see any of 3 in that, and you probably didn't see any of 2. I take that back. You didn't see any of the current day stuff of 2, but a lot of what makes part 2 very popular is the old Vito stuff, where the Robert De Niro is Vito, young Vito.
Yeah, so I remember seeing all of that.
Most of what you saw.
Yeah, I saw most,
and you probably saw some of the beginning of Godfather, but you probably didn't get very far.
So, spoiler, I can remember. This is what I remember. He's a kid. His mom gets killed.
It's dark.
It's dark.
Yeah, it's dark. His mom gets killed, and he runs away. He hides. Then he grows up, and he gets his revenge. And that's basic. I mean, there's some other stuff that happens after that. He meets some woman, and dude, honestly, that's basically where things start going black. Like, I don't really remember.
That's good. That's most of the young Vito stuff. Which is good stuff. So that means you really don't remember any of Godfather 1.
Yeah, 1.
Yeah. I mean, outside of the few famous scenes, the scenes where, outside of the few famous scenes where, he's like, you come to me at the day of my daughter's wedding. Like, all that shit. Like, I know of those scenes, and because they've been parodied and all kinds of stuff, so.
Oh, Dave.
I'm looking forward to it now.
Well, yeah, so it's funny because Dave was talking today about maybe a gangster movie bracket, and I was like, it's got to be Godfather 1 and 2. He's like, well, we don't need to put 2 on there. I'm like, no, motherfucker, they both got to be.
Because, dude, I don't want to have to watch 2 fucking long ass movies. But now that I think about it, and
you're gonna have to watch them anyway.
Well, and now I kind of want to wait and make them special, and we just all watch them together.
Because I don't want you to ruin it for us now.
Yeah. So
here's the bad thing is the Godfather 2 first. So you gotta watch Godfather 1 before you watch Godfather 2.
True.
That means we won't be able to watch it together.
We can still
watch it together.
Well, yeah, we'll watch it together. Yeah, that's true.
Hey, look, we can just record that podcast then and just play it 10 years from now.
And have it. That's about how long I take to upload these things anyway, so. I'll get it in there right in time. But okay.
Did you have some unanswerable Goodfellas questions?
No, man. That was the one that I had was, does Henry Hill ever kill anybody in this show? And I mean on screen or off screen.
You never see it.
Yeah. See, that was the one thing.
I don't think so. And he seems pretty skittish whenever they're taking care of Billy Bats. So.
Well, yeah, especially when they had to go dig up his 6-month-old rotting corpse.
Yeah. He's like, Henry, I think my mom is making some sausage.
And then he's like, here's a leg.
Hey, you need a hand? Here's a hand.
Here's a wing.
And he's over here just fucking throwing up. That'd be me, by the way. That would be me fucking just vomiting.
Yeah. That would be everybody.
But hey,
I can't believe they found out where that guy was.
Yeah.
I think we successfully completed another podcast.
Thank God. Some of us got to get up at 4:30.
Yeah, not me though.